Hello everyone, time for a major update. We've made quite a lot of progress to the point where there's some black smoke and some white smoke and some funny noises, but it's progress. Anyway, before I get into that, we'll just start at the beginning. And as you'll have noticed in the introduction photograph, there's my old mate Timmy just emerging from that pile of brambles behind the tractor that we're talking about, and that was how I first saw it really. And it was like that for quite a while before Timmy, well, he had to give it up really. He knew he was ill, and he wanted it to be got going, and that's what we've done. So we couldn't get it done for last year, we just didn't have time, but it will be at the rally this year, so Timmy will have a presence at our rally in September, which is great. It's not going to be very pretty, but then neither was Timmy, so I'm sure he'd be the first one to laugh at that. Anyway, a few photographs first to show you what we took on, because even when I see the photographs now, I think, my God, are you insane? But it's okay, it's come together. And then I'll show you a bit of film where I got it into the workshop. So we'll get through that first, and then I'll come back and talk to you again. Right, so here we are. I got both tractors in the workshop last night under the crane, ready to. I'm hoping to get these both split. I've got to go out this afternoon, so I'm not sure what I'll get done. But anyway, so I've got the donor tractor in the background there, and I'm debating whether I think I'll just lift that lump straight into the front of this yellow one. I was going to move all the rails and everything over, but the rails need a bit of repair, and I think I'd rather work on that as a second joint. So there she is. Workshop's full of slide at the moment, but I'll have the crane in a minute and get over the top of these two, and makes easy work of splitting it. So that crane will lift that tractor. I can lift that tractor up complete, but I don't like doing it. It seems an awful big load on it, but it does make life very easy, much easier than trolley jacks and pallet trucks and what have you. So we'll see how I get on. So see you later. Well, here we are. The donor tractor has been split. I still haven't got the engine going. We just we took a chance at it really. I was here on my own, and I thought, well, I'll take the engine out. So I've split it. So there's the back end, and the front end is here. And for now, I'm just going to roll that straight onto the yellow one. Now the yellow one is also in half. So this one's ready to go really. Ian is about somewhere, but it's getting quite late in the evening for him. He hasn't had his tea, so I don't think we're going to do it tonight, but we'll probably hit it again at the weekend. So once we've got this in, we can actually give it a snatch and make the engine work. So I got the other engine out. Bit of a job. Here's the front axle and all the tombstone, and here's the engine. And I got excited tonight, and I thought I'll just drop the sump and see what it's like. But I'm still of the opinion that this one will go. It's looking pretty grotty, but there was a lot of water in there when I actually split it. It was still full of water. But I think, you know, it's that stripped down, we can clean it up, and I reckon that's going to be okay. The eternal optimist. So I haven't cracked any shells or anything, and I haven't even attempted to move it because I know the pistons are going to be stuck. And what I'll do, I'll take the crank out. Not necessarily now. I only did it because I wasn't bored, but I thought I'm curious. So I'm going to put that sump back on tonight, just put some bolts back in to hold it, and then set that one aside for a minute. Now the other end of it, so there's the donor back end. There's not an awful lot really to come off that one now to go onto the yellow tractor. We've got, there's the bit we want, but I'm going to get as much as this back. I took the pins out of the axle. I don't know if I can do it now, but that pin, this is the back A-frame pin. There's virtually no wear on it at all. Can you see that? Wait a minute, where are we? Look, that's as it came out. And I don't think I've ever seen one with so little wear on it. So I was still of the opinion this tractor hasn't done much. So we'll just go and have a look at I'll switch off for a minute, go and have a look at the back end. So here's the back end. I had a pressure washer on it this afternoon. Doesn't look like it, but I've got an amazing amount of crud off it. And got into the back axle. It's still a bit messy in there, but much better than it was. And once we got it back together, got the engine in this bit, we'll pressure wash it again so we can just move it and turn things over a bit. There was a lot of rubbish in the bottom of there, so what I did in the end, I dropped out the bottom plate and the hydraulic pump and the filter, so it had got to be done anyway, but I think that's the best way of doing it. And I don't think to start with I'm going to put that pump back in. It's stuck at the moment. It's going to be a bit of rust in there because there's so much water in there, but it's apart from that still clean. The winch, yeah, I don't know about that. I'm going to have to be very dedicated on that one, I think, to make it work. We can leave it on there, but these plates are all getting a little bit thin, and I think we can probably strengthen it up a bit, but I'm not sure. I don't know enough about them, and I'm not a winching enthusiast, I've got to say. But you know, the cable's there. If we want to make a pretty exhibit for a rally, it'll do, and I don't doubt it'll work. The hydraulics on it, I don't know what the hydraulics did. So I've got a top with no guts to it really. It came with my Super 6 and too good to throw away, but no use for anything. So I think I'll put that on, so it'll have a top on it, but there's no actual guts in it. But it doesn't need it because with a winch, it's all mechanical. There's nothing else in there. Steering box is good. I've already told you that, but just saying it again because I'm pleased with it. And this is all good. So next time you see this, I hope we'll have it back together, and I hope we'll have it drivable. So that's where I'm going with it tonight. So until the next time, cheers. So lots of bits. Now all I've got to do is get it to come together. The separating it wasn't that bad, but when there was a difficult bolt, it was really difficult. And the problem was that the heads had rusted and you couldn't find a spanner to fit them. So I had a bit of a challenge with that. It took longer than I thought, but not as long as it could have done, I suppose. So that's the positive vibes that come out of it. It's, again, I still think we might finish up with something fairly good. And again, I'm not going to go too far with it because it'd be easy to run over spending a lot of money on it to have something that, you know, it would be nice, but do I need a nice winch tractor? Not really. So I'll get it going, I'll improve it, and one day somebody else can do what they want to do with it. But until such time as that, it'll be a running tractor, and we'll do one or two things with it. Don't know what, but we'll find something. So that was all the bits. Now I'm going to put it together, and this last little bit I'll tell you how I got on. So there we are. Yellow and blue do go together, or yellow and blue and white and red. Anyway, it went together fairly easily. Did it on my own. Couldn't wait for Ian. to say about it really. We're going to hit it the weekend. Hopefully we'll have it looking more like a tractor again, and we'll take a little drive on it. First time it's driven under its... Oh, I shouldn't say this, should I? I will say it. First time I've driven under its power for probably 25 years. But it might not do it yet, but ever the optimist. Anyway, that's it for me for today. Cheers. So I got it back together. I couldn't start it because there's no starter on it, and it needed a tow really, and towing a tractor with no brakes on your own is the most sensible thing to do. So I was waiting for Ian. Ian was coming in on the Saturday, which was today actually, as I do this blog, and we were going to hit it, and the target was to get it and drive it outside, which is I'm not going to tell you. no, we got it going, and this is showing how it's running. Really, it's not good, but it's running. That's the main thing. Anyway, I'll tell you a bit more of it. See what we've done, and that's it. Well, I've seen them run smoother, but that one hasn't run for a long time, has it? Nope, that's all right. One day we'll be able to steer it. That's the first time I've driven on this own power for a long time. Well, that's good, we can have some tea now. That's good. That's like a valve stuff.
Sounds like a valve stuff.
I think there's an exhaust valve stuff.
Did I have something selling in there? Sounds quite nice. Like that.
It's got no water.
I think that's good enough.
We'll put it back on the workshop door. We won't worry about turning the way around.
Just give it a little push.
Yeah, thank you. Right. That'll do. I'll first start of a 10 year. So she lives. We've don't know how many years it is since that tractor moved under its own power, but it certainly has today. So what have we done? Well, you saw the pictures of it before that. We've had a bit of a performance with the tank. I was going to use this tank, but then it's been repaired there. And there's a patch been put on it. We got a better looking tank, so we thought, well, we'll use that. And we put it on, and it leaked. There's a pin prick in it. So we tried to mend the pin prick, and then there was another pin prick and another pin prick. And so we went back to this one, and there's no leaks in it at all. So there was a bit of muck in the bottom of it, which is what put us off in the first place. But anyway, we got that cleared out and done. The hydraulics, I was going to do all sorts with that, but I decided to put a blank plate on it. It doesn't need hydraulics, and I've taken the pump out anyway, so there's no point in putting it all back, particularly because the top wasn't that good anyway, and I think it looks better with that plain top. The seat's a bit of a lash up just so we could drive it to start it. So that'll be sorted out. I'm not sure what it is. I have seen one like that on a E27 and it'd be a big spring, but I'm sure it's not on these. And I think there's a bit of a framework there. They had it on a Whitlock digger, I think. Anyway, that's that. The engine's still missing. I think could be a valve. It's chuffing when you're running. Not so much a miss as a chuff, and I reckon there's a valve stuck. So we're going to have a look at that and see what that does. Apart from that, everything seems to be good on it. It doesn't look very pretty, but I'm not disappointed in it. So I think we're about halfway now. There's quite a lot still to do. That front axle, I'd got the choice of that one, the original, and it was seized up, so I thought, right, we'll put this one on. When we went to drive it, this one was seized up as well. So we're going back to that one. That one will be the one that goes on it. The tombstone block, that one's all ready to go really, but it was put on for simplicity, but that will be changed. And that tombstone is destined for my roadless. I think that's the next project after this, we'll see. So there we are. It doesn't look like we've done much, but finding the right bits for it. I had to find a new battery carrier for it, or a decent one. Different bits and pieces. I've been going out all day trying to find things, and some of the things seem to disappear without trace, but the majority of it is good. I've got everything here. The only thing I think I've got to buy is foot plates, and I'm not sure what they're going to be. They're the bits that you bolt a pair of major foot plates to out there, where the trumpets come out here. So I think we might finish up fabricating something, but again, we'll see. We'll get some mud guards sat on it. I've got those here somewhere. We just haven't had a chance to put them on today. But we're getting there. The tractor is running. It will be driving to the rally. Whether the winch will have anything done to it, I don't know, but you can see what it's like. So there you go. That's it for now. So there we are. We've got a runner. It's good that we got to where we have, and I've got no doubt that we'll get it running properly, and it'll sound okay. There's not a lot to do in the big picture. There's not a lot to do to it, but it still needs doing, and it depends how you want to finish it. And I've got a decent cowling, I've got a decent bonnet. I think I've got mud guards. I've certainly got some fiberglass ones, but I don't really want to put those on. The funny thing is that don't matter what you buy, be it a super major or a diesel major, they don't actually fit because it's a industrial one with the brakes as they are. The mud guards are going to be the wrong shape, but we can get over that. The foot plates, I'm pretty sure we'll fabricate those because again, there's not going to be any that will fit it, so it's a challenge, but I don't mind that. We've got the stuff to do it with, so we can make that look good. The seat, still out on that. I've got a diesel major with a flat top, hydraulics on like that, or no hydraulics, and that is a spring like an E27M, but I'm sure by the time the super major came out, you know, that option would have been something different. Don't know. I've seen them like that. I'm pretty sure Whitlocks had super majors as diggers, and there was no tractor hydraulics. They did it all off a front mounted pump, and so that was a flat deck, and I've got a sort of recollection that it was a fabricated frame to get you up to seat height. But again, we'll see when we get to it. So I've got I can get a bit more done to it. I really need, it's a two-man job now to certainly to get that axle freed off, because it's going to want a bit of serious thumping or leverage. And then I guess once we've done that, we'll, think about sorting the winch out. Parts of the winch do move, so it's not seized solid. I don't think it's going to be impossible to get it shifted, but while it's all connected up, there's an awful lot of stuff to shift at one go. So most of the chains seem all right. There's one in the bottom that's rusted right out, but the cogs seem okay, so that's nothing really. So yeah, good progress. We'll get at it again. I've probably got a bit more time next week, so I might certainly make it look a bit more like a tractor. I'll find the wings and see if I can get those fitted on it, and then get a pattern for the foot plates. I'll have to get at those brakes, get the wheels off. I don't know if you noticed it, but they're odd wheels at the moment. There's a 38 and a 36 on there. It should have a pair of 36s, which I've got. They're on the donor tractor, but the rims are awful, so do we change them? I'd like to see it on Firestones, so we'll see. That'll probably go on that one to start with anyway, just to balance it up. And then I'll sort the rims out after. So that's as far as I can go with it, really. So there'll be another one to come, another update to come. Might not be as quick as these first two, because the next one there'll be quite a lot to get done that to make it worth talking about. So hope you're enjoying it. It's difficult to know, what the content is. It's supposed to be interesting. My kids think it's boring as hell, but what do they know? Anyway, that'll do for now. So we'll see you directly. Cheers, bye. Yeah, one more thing. When you do this, if you don't press like if you don't like it, but if you do like it, it's good to press that thumbs up thing and show that you do like it, because YouTube notice it, I notice it. If you've got any comments or any advice as to what might be wrong with that engine, don't mean to say as I'll listen, but it's always good. There's nothing wrong with listening to other people's opinion, even if you don't necessarily follow it, but it just clarifies things a bit. So do you think it's a valve? Do you think it's an injector? What's causing that chuffing noise? I'm pretty sure the rack's sticking a bit. The black smoke tells me the rack's sticking and it's getting excess fuel. So I'll whip that off tomorrow probably and do that. I can do that on my own easy enough. Still might go back to the pump off the yellow one on it. I think that's good, but I don't want to take off a reasonable pump and throw it away, because even if we put the yellow engine back in it, that is a super major engine that's there, and it's a good engine. I knew that one when it was running, and there was nothing wrong with it. So all it's had is hedgerow treatment. Anyway, this is the last time, so cheerio, and thanks for watching.